evening. Good evening. Mr. B, thank you for a wonderful watch along, a memorable watch along. For two reasons. One, we got a result away from home. And for two, you were cheering for McTominay. Hooray!
Look, listen,
happy, guys.
Look, I'm going to say this. I'm just going to get it out there now. I've cheered McTominay before, and it's been, oh, yay, McTominay. Today, I cheered him like he was my son. I have never been so proud of him. Whatever I used to call him a name, I'm going to take the name back. I understand his role. He understands his role. And today he's made me so happy. So I will take back anything negative I've ever said about him. I'm going to take back.
Wow.
I will hold up my hand and apologize.
Wow. Massive, isn't it, bath time? I mean, to win away from home against the top 9 team, apparently we haven't done that for ages. How big is this result today in terms of turning it around this season?
Absolutely massive. Just the result is incredible. Once again, this habit of academy players scoring last minute winners. I've got hope for top 4 now, but as always, it's got to keep rolling, and we've got to sort some issues out. But I mean, Ten Hag, I think, was it Napoleon who said, I don't want a general that's good, I want a general that's lucky. And Ten Hag is taken down the casino boys like Rain Man. He's a lucky man.
Oh, God. Let's say hello to guys in the comments. Big up to Jeff. Exciting match. McTominay, a winner. Holland 5-5. Amazing. Big up to Ed Mayhem. He's just saying Scotty. We beam him up to the first team, maybe. Mr. B likes that. Jeff saying here, thank you, Douglas Luiz, for being what you are. Obviously, he rubbed it in when he scored his goal, and they had a lot of momentum at the time. George Kyle, how you doing? Emery is going to go home and keep checking his locks because he's been robbed today. Okay, that's a good one. Matthew Bassett, how you doing, Matthew, man? Big up. Don't go out, Matthew. You're a Man United fan living in Birmingham, so just be careful.
No, go out. Listen, what you do, Matty, you go out there with your chest high, and make sure, because tomorrow I said he's going to enjoy work tomorrow.
Yeah, get some sauce on that kebab.
Oh, boom, let's go. Big up everyone as usual. You're so polite. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you press the like button. There's 19 people watching. We're delighted. Look at our faces, man. We are delighted today. We can't get European football without McTominay. Simple as that. Big T. Is that Big T for McTominay? He stepped up, man. George Kyle, how you doing? UK Strange in the house as well. And yeah, that's about it for now. Let's get into this, man. Trust me, this was a big game beforehand. We've done the preview, and we did say we'd win it. I think, did anyone say 2-1? I'm not sure. But, okay. Well done, Mr. B. Well done, B. Any more tips? Go and hit up Mr. B. Let's start with starting 11. I think... Are we seeing consistency here now? Because we've won 3 or 4 games in a row. We started with Onana, Dalot, Maguire, Varane, and Shaw. That was the centre-back. Sorry, those were the 2 centre-backs. And that was the main issue because Martinez is out. Maguire came in. We had Kobe, Casemiro, Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho, and Holland. No real change there. Is that the way forward with a game every week now? We're out of all other competitions, really? It's all right. Answer if you want.
I wasn't impressed again with Casemiro today. I think he needs a performance. I know he's got on yellows. I mean, his reaction to getting a yellow card was absolutely brilliant. Look at him. He's so funny, Casemiro. He's such a lad. But I thought once again that he didn't play particularly well. He improved in the second half, but I think we need a performance from Casemiro for him to keep his place in the team.
Oh wow! So that's not our strongest side. Who would replace him?
I would put Kobe at 6 and I put McTominay at 8.
Okay, Mr. B, that's our strong lineup. We seem to be consistent with that. Were you happy with that, or do you agree with Mr. B? Not Mr. B, Mr. Bath Time. Actually, Mr. B, as in Bath Time. But do you agree with Mr. Bath Time about Casemiro being, worried about his place in a way for Black.
I want him to keep playing. Every game that they can play, I think he should be playing. I think the team is now set. We did the solo 11 and we put Maguire in. The fact that we're able to call the team the strongest team, win, lose or draw, it's our strongest team, I think. So yeah, just keep playing it.
Okay. So obviously we're playing away from home. We haven't got a good record against teams in the top half away from home, and kind of being too confident really based on that alone. But something's changed this season. When I say this season, this New Year season. Since the New Year, we've been like unbeatable. I feel. What's changed, guys? Before we get into the game and figure, what do you think's changed? Is it the players coming back into contention? Is it an atmosphere change? Do the players know something? Is it they're getting on board with the tactics, trying to click? What do you reckon? Just throw out some things, guys. What's changing? Why are we doing so well in February the 11th? We're still unbeaten this year.
Because Rasmus is scoring goals.
Oh, okay. Do you want to elaborate on that then? Just the goals. That's it.
That's literally it. Is that like we're scoring more goals. Like he went something like 16 Premier League games without scoring a goal. And I think the other thing, bit unfair, but I think it's getting Anthony out of the team has made a difference because we're creating more. I mean, we'll probably talk about like people's reactions, like people's sort of player ratings a bit later, but. I mean, Garnacho once again annoyed me quite a lot today, but you can't take away from the fact that with his directness and his ability to strike a ball cleanly, he adds even his worst game. He seems to add a lot more than Anthony does. So for me, the differences, the three main differences, has been getting Kobe Mainu into the team, has been getting Anthony out of the team. And Rasmus has finally worked out how to kick a ball in a bag.
Anything to add to that, Mr. B? I mean, what about confidence? What about morale around the stadium? What about the whole thing about Ratcliffe coming in? Do you think that's changed?
No, I don't think that. No, I don't think that has much to do. I think maybe I did say training for being able to train for a whole week. Yeah. I did say at the time when we got kicked out of Europe that I want to see an improvement in there in our results. Maybe the performances aren't as dominant as we would like, but the results are coming. And with that, I think performance and confidence starts coming. So I think we're moving the right way in that regards. Getting Shaw, and I know Martinez was only back for 2 games, but I think maybe having him in improved the confidence in the team. Obviously, Rasmus definitely. I think they believe that they can pass him the ball and he's going to score now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a number of things. The Anthony one is one that I didn't think about, to be fair, by half time. But I actually think that is key because we can now attack down both sides. No, it is because we can attack down both sides. We're not left side heavy now. Before it used to be left, Garnacho and Rashford sharing the same side. And nothing went to Anthony because the team knew that he was going to do F all with it. Now we've got Garnacho one side who the team and opposition are actually fearing. And for whatever reason, he likes to cross on the right. So I said, I think the big mark today was the fact that Rashford came off and Garnacho played the whole game.
Okay. Guys, in the comments, what do you think? What's been the catalyst of change that we're unbeaten in going into February 11th now today? George is saying here, team that allow opposition to have 10 shots on target is people. Jeff saying here, George can always count on you to make me smile. Emma's going off in Denmark right now. Come on, she said. Big up to Solo. How you doing, Solo? Lovely to see you join us.
Oh, sorry. Can I just ask? Is he happy? Because he's one of the most negative. Are you happy, Solo? Did we put a smile on your face today?
Should we put a poll up? Solo, you happy? And talking of polls, Bath Times ice cream is stuck to the ceiling after Max Source's goal. Is that right, Bath Time?
It's not ice cream.
Oh, God. George Kyle is saying it. Dallo, despite the superb cross, was very poor. Interesting.
Really?
Emma saying here, wait, Do we only have one actual fullback again? Is that what we brought down to? Varane, worst player of the pitch. George Kyle. We were overwhelmed today, but we won. Ed Mayhem. George is saying here. Vaughan. We replaced Iniesta or Xavi in prime Barcelona with McTominay. And no one tracking runs. Getting drawn in. Slow, sluggish, lack of brains. Big T saying here. McTominay would score 30 goals in a prime Barcelona team. We got George Kyle saying, I would like to add Sir Harry to the list of notable players recently. That's Harry Maguire. McTominay is our best attacker. When Haaland and McTominay share a box, it's McTominay who scores. He gets in better positions than Haaland. That was, I think Bath mentioned that before. Big up to Del Boy Gunners TV. 6-0 today they won. Well done, Arsenal Football Club. Well done, Del Boy. You must be gassed right now. George is saying here, everyone who watched today gets a big shout out for being able to witness one of the good Deloche crosses for this season. Hello to DK Wilson. Full week of practice. Some people, these are the reasons he's listing here. So full week of practice, some people getting healthy, Haaland goals, and no Anthony and Kobe's back. So that's 5 reasons, guys, from DK Wilson. Ed Mayhem saying, Bath, I do not accept this slate on Rasmus. He did a lot of good work. Champions League, bro. I said he would come good. So I told you so from Ed Mayhem. UK Stranger saying here, Onana won us the game today. We're coming on to this. We deserve better. How you doing? As I said, Mr. B, I've watched a lot of people do commentaries. You are the perfect balance of hope, realism, and passion. I couldn't think of a better person to watch a match with. Thank you, everyone who tuned in, man. I would like to say I agree with Kobe coming in. This is one of the reasons Bath Time game gave. It's been a major factor because Eustace McSauce was starting every game when we were losing every match. Interesting that. All right, big up Big G and George and everyone. Just keep the comments going. We've got to talk about the first half. I thought Haaland had a great chance. Block shot early on after sort of only 12 minutes. He played a 1-2 with Garnacho and got a shot blocked early on. Do you remember that, guys? I know it seems like a long time ago.
Did it come from a press?
I didn't put that in my notes, but you probably would know.
I think there were 2. Like, one thing that I considered doing on the eye test, but it's far too boring, is the improvement in Manchester United's throw-ins. Where we're doing really well from throw-ins this year. And we had 2 chances. We had 3 chances in the first half. One came from a press, one came from a throw-in, and one came from Maguire getting the header.
Sorry, you're right. It did. I remember now. I do remember.
Did it come from the press where we caught the guy on the left-hand side? Yeah, that was good. Like with most presses, you're looking to get the fullback isolated, and Rasmus got him on the blind side. So that was really good, and I was hoping that was going to set the tone for the game. But yeah, I mean, he didn't take it particularly well. It's early in the game and stuff, but it's always good for your striker to be getting chances off pressing. So I was happy with that.
I did write here, good work to pinch the ball from Haaland initially.
Yeah.
So yeah, George and Vaughan, yeah, well done. Good memory there, guys. George is saying here, Haaland took a touch of Moose. Otherwise, we would have scored. So obviously about the first chance he had. No terrible performance today. Again, Bruno bugged me. Let's get on to the goal then, because it's amazing. Look, after 17 minutes, we went 1-0 up. And it was a set piece, a free kick, wasn't there, Mr. B? Then there was a corner. And from that corner, the ball was flighted in. And there's a 6'2" guy with a big head, won the header. And there was a fox in the box, wasn't there?
The thing is, Maguire, I mean, I was saying it during the watch long. He had won, I think it was either 2 or 3 headers before that direct from corners. One went over the bar. It was 2. One went over the bar, and the other one was poor. So I was calling him to win another one. And when it went up, I thought they were going to call Haaland offside. I think my celebration paused. But I'm so glad. I'm just so happy for Maguire. Maguire. He is a resilient MF. I'm sorry. He is resilient, man. So fair play to him. And Haaland just being in the right place at the right time, sending it through the goalkeeper's legs. Perfect.
Just talking about, like, we used to sort of cuss Højlund about his movement in the box. I thought it'd be offside, but when I look back, he really timed his run from the header and sort of anticipated it, and no one went with him. So he stayed on side, swiveled on the ball, and done what any top striker should do. Swivel, bang it in the, well, not bang it, just place it in the back of the net. I mean, Fox in the box, 5 games in a row now. Bath time. Are we seeing the development of this young man?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, going back to that corner, there were 2 things that I found interesting in the corner. One is Varane did very well. He provided a screen for Maguire to win the header. And Rasmus's first goal in the Premier League, I think, was a corner against Villa as well. And it was John McGinn who, in both times, I remember he messed up for the goal at Old Trafford, and I felt that he was in no man's land again today. But what you can't take away from Rasmus is that a lot of people get that finish wrong. You'd be surprised how often like a player that close misses. Yeah. In fact, you wouldn't, because you saw Villa doing it about 4 or 5 times. So it's a good finish. I'm glad he's scoring. I still would like his hold-up play to be better, but you can see he's growing into the role of a Manchester United player. And I think Mr. B's right that when you look around that squad, you just have to look at Harry Maguire to see the kind of mental strength it takes to be at this football club and to keep going. And, you know, and eventually your quality will come through. So I'm extremely pleased with Rasmus, because all I've asked for him for the tail end of the season is to score goals. And since I asked, he's given me 5 in a row. So I'm very happy with Højlund at the moment.
I mean, just look at his face there. He's just scored a goal again, a massive goal. Is that face sort of like determination? I knew it was coming, or is it to say, is it arrogance? What's that face telling you? Is he holding it back, the joy?
I'm not a body language expert, Amonde, but I did enjoy it when Douglas Luiz was trying to wind him up as he was being subbed off, and he didn't. He just didn't care. Like that's just a man who knows he's it at that moment. I'd love to feel like that, just banging one in at the whole end and just a finger point as you just walk off like nonchalant.
You know, his fingers like wagging your finger at someone. You know, just like, I told you so. Ronaldo used to do that. R9. But this one is more like, listen, guys, do not, you know, when you're telling someone, do not ever question me again. You know, being a parent, Mr. B, you know about that. Anyway, let's go to some comments here, because Bart's asking a question, and it's a serious fan question, as in his name. Should Eric Ramsey get credit for the first goal, just like the set piece coach business? Are we improving set pieces? Is it? Do you see some sort of improvement there? Barfan said the throw-ins, which is a set piece, has improved. Do you think we're seeing something different here?
Yeah, I mean, like you have to. I mean, like it looked like a sort of deliberate ploy to get like Maguire on Kamara or whatever. Yeah. Varane definitely made a space for him. I think he should. I mean, yeah, like homework went into it and it paid off with a goal. So I think that he should get some credit for it.
I want to give credit to Red Devil Studio, one of our brothers in arms on this whole podcast community thing. Go and subscribe to Red Devil Studios. How you doing, Red Devil? Are you not doing a show, or you come to tune in with us and get some tips on how to do a great reaction show?
Oh my God, I'm on days.
Watch, he's going to have beer bleeps. Watch.
We love you, Red Devil Studio. Go and subscribe to his channel. Jeff saying here, got to take advantage of people's mistakes. It's part of the game. Big T saying here, the difference now with Rasmus, this is what I want to know, is that his teammates are finally looking for him. Interesting that we'll come back to that point. DK Wilson saying, I think all the criticism he received, talking about Rasmus, Maguire's man of the match has been cooking for him. Now he's Herculean Harry instead of Heartless Harry. Wow.
It means his mum, not man of the match. He's Americans. He spells it different. Remember, Maguire's mum came out and told everyone off.
Oh dear, I'm getting it all wrong today. In the UK, MOM means man of the match. But obviously, mum is in America. Who calls their mother? It's MUM. Who calls them mum? I don't know. Big G saying it. My criticism would be decision making and final ball execution. Wingers don't know when to dribble and when to pass. George, one of my favorite sayings, I'd rather be lucky than good any day. And George saying here, one of the nicest parts of Haaland is how good his driving runs are with the ball. Rio had the banter for Douglas Luiz. Didn't see that. We'll catch up on that later for sure. All right, let's go on with the game. I just want to say big up to a certain Onana. He saved a great shot from in the first half. Great shot from your twin, Darius McGinn, from outside the box. And then he also came out and blocked out the 10 assist, the 10 goal Watkins as well. And this is only in the first half. So credit to him. And then Casemiro is booked. Should we talk about the booking? Because we did touch on it earlier in the game.
No, it's just the ref got conned. Like Casemiro had made a series of silly fouls in the midfield. I'm much more interested in how you felt Casemiro reacted. Not like the sort of the theatrics he did, but were you worried he was going to stay on the pitch?
Well, look, that's so last season. That's so 2023 when he gets sent off for losing his head. I think he's learned from it. I think he has to sort of calm it down a bit. And I wasn't too worried, to be honest, because he's a professional. And I know people would be trying to con him to get him a yellow card again. But I think he's professional and he knows how to. He's very sneaky, isn't he? Like trying to play the crowd and, with his tackles and professional fouls and that kind of thing. So I wasn't too concerned. I thought, yeah, he'd be all right. And he did last the whole game, didn't he?
Did you see where he launched into a dive-in tackle on one of their transitions, though? I remember thinking, like, should they have taken the red card there? Like, and then Kobe slid in as well. And it was actually Lindelof who defended it really well. Like, I had a terrible start to the game, but I felt Lindelof did all right towards the end.
And
no. Lindelof.
Spain,
yeah, I thought the last 10 minutes he was all right.
No, I thought he was poor. I thought he was our poorest player. I think it looked like they targeted him, knew he was the weakness. He was shocking, man.
Yeah, but I mean, is that his fault? Like, he's not a fullback. But
he's still a defender. He's still a defender. It's not like he's never played out there before. He was pants, man.
Yeah,
I
thought he grew into it, but I do agree with you. He looked like he looked like an issue.
So the reaction from Casemiro is decent from Big T. This is how do you describe it again? By halftime, you said it really funny, made me laugh at halftime. What did you say again? His reaction.
It's like that film Gladiator with Russell Crowe. You know where he's like wandering around going, "Are you not entertained?" Like, I was trying to think what Casemiro looked like. He also looked a little bit like your man who escapes from prison in the Shawshank Redemption when he's finally free. He's just sort of twirling around with his arms out. Like I mean, Casemiro is just naturally a very funny man, and that made me laugh a lot. But bit worrying that and Højlund's goal were the only highlights of the first half.
What about the saves? I thought the saves as well. That's what I brought it up. I thought Onana done well. The 2 key saves away from home. Let's get into the second half. We did talk at halftime when Mr. B jumped off for a minute, and we've said what should we do? We didn't know Shaw would be taken off. We thought we could just be secure and manage the game out. And Villa came out really strong, didn't they? I think they were really pushing guys. Were you worried, after 66 minutes it took them, they scored and Douglas Luiz started to sort of wind up the players, everything else. I was worried, to be honest, but oh no, here we go again. And you can see by Ten Hag's face as well, he looked worried too. They had the momentum at that point. 66 minutes gone, 1-1. Everything seemed like Villa were going to go on and win the game. So let's talk about the goal. Any issues with the goal? Second phase of play, maybe we should have picked up 3 in the box. I don't know. Where would you go with that, guys?
I don't even remember the bloody goal.
It was a corner, cleared, and Onana made a point-blank save.
It came out and then... Oh, yeah.
And came back in, and Douglas Luiz was sort of on his own, and he slotted it home. But Onana again...
Was it a bad... Did the ball go out to the left? Was that a bad pass by Lindelof? Is that the bad... Up the line, it went out to our left, and then he played it up the line kind of blind, and then it came back in again. Is that the one?
Well, it came into the box initially, and then Onana made a point-blank save. And
off his chest? Was that the one off his chest?
I think
no.
palmed it away.
No, you're thinking of two different ones, Mr. B. The one you're talking about happened like within 2 minutes of the start of the second half, where Ollie Watkins fired straight at Onana because like Lindelof. I'd have to watch it again, but it's Lindelof put a line ball to Rashford, and a guy just stepped in and took it, but it looked like the wrong ball to play. The goal that they scored, there was it was a cross to the far post from a corner. It got knocked about and saved and all these things, and then Delot booted it out, and
it
someone
was a bad
clearance.
It was a bad clearance by Delot, wasn't it? It wasn't. There was no power in it.
Yeah, I like, because when I saw it, like I don't know enough about top level football to say who's at fault for that goal, because they all seem to do all right, and Delot took ownership of the situation right in front of Onana and booted it to an area where you can then defend it. But maybe it's the setup. I have to look at it again. But I from seeing it off the telly, I find it difficult to say who's at fault. It seemed to me to be just a combination. It was just a lot of pressure and us not being physically strong enough, which happens quite a lot. But Mondo, what did you think?
Well, I thought it was a great first save. I just think in the second phase, people switched off. I know Haaland was in and around Douglas Luiz. He snuck in. This is like in the 6-yard area where there's not enough space.
He's useless at defending corners, Haaland. Like,
maybe. But it's the second phase, so we've already made the save, and then people just standing there watching in the 6-yard area where, there's how can you get that so much space? So I can't remember who it was. I think Haaland was ahead of him, and maybe someone was on the line. But no one went to him after, so you're thinking second phase, what do I do here? Stay alive, pick up somebody, or stop someone from, get close enough where you can stop them from getting an attempt on goal. And that's why I think you need to switch on 100%. Sometimes you think great save, or you see a great save, like, well done, Onana, you want to say well done. And then it's like, all right, switch on again. What's happening now? Okay. And then people start ball watching, just stare at the ball. And while the other team are being reactive and coming in, Douglas Luiz came in, done really well, and slotted it home. So I'd have to, like you say, we have to look at that again. But it's disappointing. And at that stage, I thought, oh God, we'd be lucky to get a draw here at that stage of the game, 66 minutes, and we didn't have anything considered. So do you think, guys, it was the issue of Shaw coming off the pitch? We talked about Lindelof. Do you think that was the main reason why we didn't really have much in the second half? Or do you think Villa just turned it up a little bit? Or do you think Man United just decided to sit back and say, come at us, we're 1-0 up? Why did they have so much to play?
A combination of things, isn't it? It's like not having Shaw's left foot obviously played a big part. But I did say in the first half that I thought that Shaw could get pinched in the second, because he was constantly compacted into that corner and was hitting line balls to Rashford or to Bruno, and they weren't really working out. But I think it's that, like, we were trying to play out from the back with a back three of Onana, Maguire, and Varane. Maguire, I don't think, was moving the ball quickly enough. I think that Casemiro was once again wandering from the pivot position, and it only improved when Kobe Mainu started playing as the 6. And I also thought that Varane was. But Varane's got a lot of qualities, and I think he did all right today. But on the ball, he's not reliable enough to get us out. And it looked to me that what we were doing was we were sending Garnacho really, really central, and Delot was the out ball, and yet we couldn't hit that out ball. So I think a lot of it was that we were kind of we're trying to take the sting out of the game and be safe, but we weren't moving the ball with enough purpose in the back three.
I do think it's a big issue with having a left back like Luke Shaw coming off the pitch. It does give you so much, and I just feel with Lindelof, it just looked a bit shaky at first. It's not great if you're centre back coming on left back and expect to do something. You're up against Bailey, but I think he stood up well, done as much best as he could. So I'm not going to criticise him too much, but I just think the fact that Luke Shaw's injured, I don't know what the injury is. Hopefully it's not too serious, because we don't want to get back into that. We want a bit of good luck now, don't we, Mr. B? I just want to say big up to Darren Tubbs. It's a good game till after the 65th minute. Aston Villa lost their spark. They really brought it to us. But Liverpool fan as well. Big up to Darren Tubbs. Respect to you, bro. And Mr. B, I mean, look, we made a sub. What did you think about Rashford? I was shocked by this. Rashford coming off,
It was a wicked. I didn't know what formation they were playing, but the fact that they didn't take off, McTominay has a role in the team. The fact that Rashford came off, I was happy. Maybe not with Rashford. He didn't do nothing in the game. So to me, Ten Hag was changing something. He didn't take off a winger. He didn't bring on Anthony, which meant that he would have been played the same. He brought a McTominay, which is a completely different, he's a different player anyway. But he wouldn't have been played in Rashford's position. So it then gave Villa something else to think about. All right, he scored from was it a corner?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was a cross. Well, there you go. He scored from a cross. Rashford wouldn't have been in that position. You understand? There was no Rashford on the team. So all of a sudden, what does Cash do? He's had Rashford the whole game.
Yeah.
There's nobody on. He then had Garnacho, fine. Then Moreno had Garnacho. Who was on his side? Bloody Bruno. Bruno was playing at right back. So he didn't have anybody to mark. You understand? So yeah, I was glad with the change. I'm glad that he changed something, and it wasn't, the formation didn't stay the same.
Yeah, so he changed the system rather than a like for like
swap.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have just said that. I waffled on a bit. I could have just said that.
No.
Sorry.
Do you think that, Mr. B, right? So the two things that I think played into that is, first of all, like Rashford had just got Cash on a yellow. So I was assuming that we were going to like pile on Cash. But Yuri Tillemans came on about 2 minutes before McTominay came on.
Yeah.
And I think it was a response to that McTominay came on. Yeah, because Tillemans would be more sent. Yeah, do you agree, Amanda?
Yeah. I was about to come to that, but you took the words right out of my mouth.
It could have been. And what I did say was, as long as when they make a reaction, they make a change, he reacts straight away, then that's fine. If that's what he did, then it worked out even more perfect than if his hand was forced to do it, But I'm glad that if that's bath time, I want to think that's what he did, because it makes me think that Ten Hag is really, really smart, innit? So yeah, I'm going to accept what you said, that it was a reaction to Tillemans coming on. So yeah.
I just say that look, when you take off a player like Rashford, the manager, you're gonna take a lot of stick if things don't go well. And if we would have ended up losing that game, you can imagine what the comments in Twitter would say.
Do you think? So, I don't think Rashford was that good.
The stature of Rashford, he's taken off like your big guy, your main guy, and so I respect the manager for making a decision like that. Even though I know in hindsight you say, well, it paid off, but if it didn't pay off, he might have got pelters for that. So he's kind of brave in the situation he's in to make a sub like that. And it's
I don't know on Monday, because
I don't think he was that good.
Yeah, Rashford was like he was looking after the ball, which I like, but he wasn't really taking his man on. None of our chances were really coming from Rashford. I understand he won a free kick that eventually led to the goal, but he wasn't like. He'd only just started to get in the game where, he sent Cash left and right, but wasn't able to produce a ball. And I thought that Garnacho was the one that looked the most likely guy to score up until that stage. So I think that Ten Hag sort of swapped it around to give Garnacho more of a platform to attack. And for some reason, he put Bruno deeper, and Bruno turned into like bloody Cafu at some points. Like some really good challenges from Bruno, like excellent.
Yeah, most certainly. Cash or card? He got booked, didn't he? Poor Cash. And, but you would expect Rashford to say, right, go at him now, because he's got a book in there. But the manager has to get some credit. Finally, on this channel, we're going to start to give him some credit. I think we have. We've been fair with him. And I don't think, when you consider he came third in his first season, won a cup, I started to swing to me like we've just been unfortunate with injuries and other issues, but we are up there.
We're not allowed to say that, Armando. We're not allowed to talk about
goals.
Yeah, no,
out of Europe by Christmas.
Yeah, but if it's in a press conference, the manager could turn around and answer your question about the 51 goals, because I'm sure he had, and say, well, we've had injuries, and now look.
So is everyone else.
At the moment, he's looking cool because he can say, well, look at our form. Now we're getting players back. Now we can, we got the momentum now. I'm
But the
showing
thing
you
is, if
what I
you,
can really do.
you
I'm
say,
not saying I agree with him, but this is what he can say with pride, with chest. He can turn around and say to all the media, all the haters, all the people questioning him, yeah, we conceded this amount of goals. Yeah, this has happened. But now I've got my team back, my first team. Look at us.
Well, I mean, Anthony is like his signing on Monday. He's out of the team.
Yeah.
Like,
fair play to the manager. It's good for the manager to do that.
Yeah, but he's been in the team for like a year and a half, and it's taken him this long to get him out. Like,
do you think?
Garnacho.
Do you think, Bath Time, that it's a above Ten Hag decision in regards to Anthony, or do you think that he feels that his job is under pressure and he can't give Anthony any more chances?
I'd be absolutely shocked if anyone's putting pressure on Ten Hag to play certain players and things like that.
So do you think the penny's finally dropped now that Anthony is no good?
Yeah, because like Garnacho, Rashford, and Rasmus are the most potent like front three. You can add McTominay as a sort of like as a sub to change it up and things. But I mean, Anthony has like scored one goal like this season, and it was against a bunch of farmers. Like, and he hasn't like produced an assist or something. He shouldn't have been in the team for a long time. Like, we've lost Jadon Sancho over this and all that money. So it's the pennies finally dropped, but it should have dropped a long, long time ago. Like, I think we all agree that like our uptick in form, a substantial part of it has been down to the fact that we've got a competent football player playing on the right instead of like Anthony just like fighting with the crowd and spinning about. Kylie Minogue.
Fair enough. DK Wilson saying, true, Mr. B. Got to give Ten Hag his due for the change. Big T saying, is McTominay our greatest sub since Ole? That's a poll. It's got to be a poll.
All right.
Jeff saying here, Rashford was back to not defending or covering space and lost the ball on the touch line 15 times. Wow, Jeff doing some research. The negative of our positive result is the spotlight is off Rashford. He will keep his head down until the summer and hopefully leave from Big T. Wow, some comments coming in. All right, guys, McTominay's on the pitch. With 1-1, Mr. B's getting a bit anxious in the watch along. And then suddenly, on the right-hand side, we've got the Kobe Mania. I just think he's a magnificent player. Ball gets played to him in a tight area, gets out his feet, gets a yard, pops it out of his feet, gets a yard from the player, pops it to Dalot, and Dalot whips in a lovely cross. And in the box, you've got two big 6-foot blondies coming in, and one of them says no. What do you think he says when he's calling the ball? Tominey's or McTominay or what's his first name?
Scott.
Scott's.
I'm actually just shouts freedom.
Freedom. Oh God. Freedom. That'd be beautiful to hear that. Wow. What would he say? It's got Scott. I'd say Scott. Scotty's ball. That's what he would say. What a finish. Headed it down. Even though he wasn't in the corner, it was just too powerful. And he got in front of his man as well, timed it. This guy is beautiful. I mean, Mr. B, I'm coming to you with this one because Bath Time's already, shared his opinion long time ago, like a prophet. But you are a convert right now,
I'm a convert to his role. I'm a convert to the role that he is now. I never ever thought he was good enough to start, and to a certain extent, I still think he doesn't. But he now has a role in the team where I expect him, when he comes on, to cause a chaos. You're disappointed if he doesn't come on and get a chance, and when he misses it, you're peed off. So yeah, he's got a role in the team. Maybe some games he will be able to start, and then I'm going to go back to thinking, oh, he's wasted the pass. Maybe I'm a bit too negative towards him as an individual, but I hold up my hand again. He does what he does, and he's doing it really, really well. So long may it continue.
Look at the picture there, Mr. B. What's that face telling you? We all saw what Rasmus was doing when he scored the goal. But this McTominay pumping it up, running to the fans. Look at his face, blowing. Like, wow. The power, he's just hit. When he hit it, the sweet spot with that header. And he's just scored a goal that means so much at the right time. This is the guy running away. him and Rasmus in the box, 2 blondie 6-footers. They're going to be going out tonight, I'm sure, for a pint or going to a nightclub. I don't know, but either way, they're stars for me.
They're not those type of boys. They'll be doing a jigsaw together or something. Like,
that's Rashford's job.
Yeah.
Oh boy, come on, talk to us about this goal, man. Come on.
It's just what McTominay does now, isn't it? Like, you just kind of, like, in the last three games that we've played, he's come on for the last 20 minutes and has 2 goals and an assist. And once again, like, McTominay is not, like, you know, a player with a huge amount of flair on the ball. But I do think that his ball playing is underrated because he just gives it very, very simply. Like, so when that goal was scored, it's a really, really long move leading up to that header. Like, I mean, it looked like about 25, 30 passes. And Kobe Mainoo doing exactly what I want from him. Well, no, it's not exactly what I want, but he's doing what he should for the team, where he runs the channel. Yeah. And that's the key. That's the key aspect of it. Is he opens everything up with the channel run, and then it gets to Delot, and Delot just puts one in. McTominay's got ahead of Cash. I've said this quite a lot. I don't think that McTominay's actually particularly good in the air at attacking headers, like to direct them. Yeah, I don't think he's great at directing his headers. Well, he didn't direct it. He just absolutely meted it into the into the goal. Like, but it's like when you have a player that is this dangerous in the box, to be able to bring on as a sub and also combine it with he's extremely good at blocking off passes, where, like, I mean, it would be very difficult to find a forward who's as good defensively as he is at disrupting build-up play, which he did very successfully in the tail end of the game. Like, after Rasmus came off, he was basically like our number 9. And he did well disrupting their build-up as well. I just think that now he's got to come in and play against Luton from his contributions from the bench. I think it's unfair to get a player to come on 3 times in a row, score or create 3 goals, and then not get a start. And I would like to see, like, him play at 8 and Kobe play at 6 and Casemiro sit one out. And then, you know, if he doesn't do well, Casemiro can come back in again, and you know, we go from there. But I think everyone would be delighted with McTominay again today. He's you know, he's won us a lot of games this year.
Fair play. Look, you're coming into that sort of window now where you're 25 to 30, and he's the ultimate professional. He's maximising all the ability he's got and just being the best man he can be for Man United, a proper club man. Andrew Williams saying here, our worst player on the pitch was Bruno, in my opinion, then Lindelof. We got DK Wilson saying, half time stop, damn man, you give Ten Hag no credit. His move today was brilliant, and the fact that injuries have ruined the team, give the man some credit. We got Jeff saying here, Andrew, not surprising, I agree about Lindelof, saying one of the worst players. Double A, how you doing? Dalot, Maguire, Varane, and Onana was the best players this evening. Big T saying here, and suddenly out of nowhere, like a phoenix was super Scott McTominay screaming, there can only be one. Internet with a bounce. But even better than that is bath time freedom, shouted by Sir Scott McTominay. Is that how you spell it? Big T again saying, next poll, McTominay or Bruno for captain. Big up, everyone. Go subscribe to United Philosophy. Stefan is in the house, and no doubt about it, you've seen him on the channel. He's saying, good evening, lads. It was touch and go, but very happy to be over the 40-point mark, and now we're safe from relegation. We love you, guys. We love you guys over there. Big T saying here, poll that after that should be McTominay to be handed number 7 shirt. Oh, they love him. They love him. What a convert. Everyone is. Big T saying here, we only have a slim chance of Europe because of McTominay, not just today's goals, but his other goals in other games as well. As it says here, look, 7 Premier League goals for a centre midfielder who's not had much game time. That's really good. I think he's our top goal scorer in the Prem, if I'm not mistaken. And not just that, he's instrumental in us becoming the first away win since Ollie against Spurs, when Ollie was in charge, against a top 9 club. So well done. This is a sign of something to come now, isn't it? We can go to a big team who's, remember, in December.
Are they a
Aston
big team?
Villa-
We've taken 6 points off Villa this season.
Well,
Mm.
good. But
Are
in
they
December,
a big team?
well, in December at Villa Park, they beat City and Arsenal. I mean, and they're very good. They're a very good side this season. The league don't lie. Shall we look at the league? Imagine they would have been 11. Would have been 11 points ahead of us if they would have won today. This is why I'm saying how crucial it is. This is the league table as it stands today. I mean, Chelsea have got a game in hand, but I don't think they'll be doing much. 41 points with 5 points off Villa now. Tottenham, 6 points off Tottenham, who looked good against Brighton yesterday. I must say, I watched that Brighton-Tottenham game yesterday. I tuned in on my Fire Stick. I think it's the best game of football I've seen this season. Absolutely outstanding. That guy Gilmore. Wow, what a player. So yeah, here we go. Look at the league table. Let's just assess it. The question is, can we get top four? I know if I'm going to get the fixtures up. While you're discussing that, I'll get the fixtures up. Our next 6 fixtures. But can we get top four, guys? What are we seeing now?
Go on, Mr. B. Your hope realism.
I am. 6 points is nice, to be fair. I think Europe. I think these teams in Europe is gonna be a big issue. I don't think we have to look behind us anymore. Villa, they're gonna want to win the Europa League. That's big for them, not Europa. Conference Pair Cup. They're gonna want to win that. Tottenham, I think Tottenham's form will stay the same. I'm not sure we can catch Tottenham. And then if you look at the goals, we're really gonna have to start putting some goals away. It's goal difference 18. Villa's goal difference is bloody 18 better than ours.
It's another point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot. So the fact that we've done Villa twice is good. We drew with Tottenham, which is good. It's just everything else now. We have to make sure that we beat well. You know, it needs to be 2 goals or 3. We can't be winning by 1 goal a game. It's no good. Somebody needs to take an absolute hammering, like a 4 or a 5. But I have no idea whether we're capable of that, or if there's any team in the Premier League that will take that from us. But so we need to start scoring goals. We've got a chance. I think catching Tottenham's going to be hard. If Tottenham were in Europe, then I would be saying our chances. It's the Tottenham, I think, are the biggest issue.
Well, if we call it like 6 points, like there's 14 games left of the season. Like, it's doable because
it's doable.
Tottenham and Villa don't have like great strength in depth. No, neither do we. But they also like. I think that we can, but I don't think that we will. Just because I think that the manager is always managing the last game as opposed to the game that's coming up. And when you think our next game's against Luton, and Luton, who you'd think would be the whipping boys, have been doing all right. In the last 4 or 5 games, it's a really, really tough league, and we've got to get consistency as well. As some of the games we've got coming up are not fun games either. But I think that I think we can be positive and say that if we do get top 4, today has been a massive step towards it. Absolutely huge step. And even though I think we got away with a bit of a robbery, we've now got this away win against good clubs off our back. With players are coming a little bit into form with Maguire, McTominay, Kobe, Garnacho. The future's looking good, but they've got to stay focused, and we've just got to stay in matches. Don't overcommit and turn a draw into a loss, and we might be able to get somewhere, because Tottenham and Villa, they're unproven at this level. United, last 5 years,
they've still got to play each other, right?
I don't know. Monday we'll have the stats.
Yeah,
but the thing is, Tottenham and Villa, first season under new managers, they've never those collectives have never been really tested in terms of having to do it at the dog end of the season. So I think we've got a good chance, but we've got to get consistency, and we've got to tighten up. in lots of areas.
Okay, so Andrew Williams saying here, I think Arsenal can win the title. They've had their dodgy run. United was 0 when Ralph left the club after that goal difference. If City carry on, though, they will be tough to catch. Obviously, they're climbing the table. We can realistically get 15 points out of the next 18. Only City should have a reasonable chance of beating us. So I'm just going through those games quickly before we move on, because Shopping Solutions saying we can get top 4 as well, judging by this league table. So we got on the next Sunday night. We're playing at 4:30 again. We're away at Luton. Wow, that's going to be an interesting game, isn't it? All right.
See, week's rest. Week's rest. I'll take it with a week's rest.
Big. This following Saturday, we're at home to Fulham. Okay, that's maybe 6 points, hopefully. And then we got the FA Cup on the Wednesday against Nottingham Forest. Okay, so the following Sunday, March the 3rd, we're away at Manchester City. Then the following week, we're at home to Everton. And then 7 days, this keeps going 7 days. And 7 days after that, we're at home to Sheffield United. And then on the final day of March, we're away at Brentford. So I know you said they're tough.
We could get 15. Technically, we could get 15. And I'm only saying that because we know Man City are up hit form, but I want to see us play Man City. I don't want nobody injured from our team, and see what Ten Hag can do against Pep.
Yeah. Well, it's promising, isn't it?
We've got to think Forest might put out a weakened team for that FA Cup as well. They've got to be worried about like staying up in the Premier League. Yeah. Because they might have had a points deduction by then as well.
Oh gosh.
That does sound like a nice run of games, but they're all tough teams, and there are some difficult away fixtures. Like Brentford away,
Luton
not
away.
Fun. Yeah, Luton away is another difficult one.
Away.
Yeah, I think it's genuinely take it one game at a time.
Yeah,
and don't lose, and just stay around where we are now. Like a couple of points off top 4, and get us in a position where after the City game, March 3rd, we're in a position to spring and to get.
Guess what? If we are involved in that week, that's the week. Sunday the 10th, Villa play Tottenham.
Okay, you've done the research.
So that's the week after. Yeah,
so if we're involved in, if we get anything out of the City game, to be fair, then I would like to think that gap's going to be closed.
Just a game at a time, Mr. B. Like the football gods are cruel. Like just go a game at a time. Like let's see what's happening with Luke Shaw. Okay, because do we want? I love Amrabat, but do we want him going back to left back?
No, thank you.
Yeah, like let's just get through the games and stay focused, and we'll see where we are. But we've given ourselves such a chance today. Like it would have been all over if we'd lost the game today at top 4. But now football's a crazy thing. We've got a good chance of getting in there at the end.
Wow, love that bath time. Let's just talk about player ratings and let's close up this show because I'm going to focus on someone. You probably guess.
I wonder who.
Yeah,
I wonder.
I thought the goalkeeper is starting to show a lot of character. We talk about thick skin and character. These are attributes that we don't see when we sign players, or if we know, or we don't really know players. But the only way you can see it is by when you're on your face and things are down, how you turn up the next day. And I think Onana, with all the doo-doo he's got, all the bad press, all the jokes, the memes, he done really well today. I thought he made 3 saves. I thought, okay, that's good. And as you know, his distribution, no one, I think he's got the best distribution, or if not the one in that bubble, the best distribution in the league. So I'm really impressed with him. Very good score for him today. And the whole defense done well, in my opinion. But one guy in defense stood out for me, but we'll come on to him later. Guys, defense, please. Let's rank them.
I'll rank. Look, I'll make it quick. I'll give all of them a 6. And I'll give Maguire, who I thought was probably man of the match, at 8 or at 8.5. So I'll just get it out of the way. I thought I know there was a couple of people in the chat, especially Yank talking smack, who said he should be coming off. I didn't understand where that, and he had just assisted the goal. So I didn't understand what Yank Talking Snap was talking about. But look, everybody has their opinions. But my man of the match was Maguire anyway, so I don't know if it's worth me scoring the rest of them. I know that's all you wanted to hear, to be fair, on Monday.
Well, good. Andrew Williams gives them a 6, but by half-time, the defence, including the keeper.
Annoyed me a lot, especially on the ball today. Like, so in terms of like sort of defending, I thought that they were all fine. Maguire obviously like was the best of the defenders, winning like assists and duels and things. Onana, I'm just going to say he saved shots instead of them being kicked at him. But they annoyed me on the ball a lot today. And the only one who didn't was Delo. So I thought Delo played well. I thought Varane was all right. I thought Maguire was good. Lindelof, he was terrible on the ball, but I felt he defended all right, you know, like in his defensive choices and things. I think he did all right, Lindelof. I have to watch it again.
Okay, just looking at Harry Maguire here, the reason why you have to rate the guy, it's about coming back, bouncing back and showing character. Last season, everyone wanted him out. He stayed around and he's proven to be a good player. He's going to be star for England in Euros. He's probably been the main man in defence in the Euros. And you have to give him credit. It's like one of these guys that once they're gone, you realise how good they are or how much you missed them. But anyway, just talking about today, for example, he's come in, aerial duels, first team ranking, 6 of them, 1. Assists, that's the goal, 1. Duels, 1. 9, you expect that because he's big old Harry Maguire. Final third entries. Does that mean driving into the final third or passes for half time?
Either. It means getting the ball into the final third.
So there you go, 5 times. 5 times.
Yeah, it's not enough, is it?
43 successful passes, 2 tackles, 1, standing on your feet. I thought he's magnificent today. I thought Dalot gets a shout as well. But guys, put some credit, put some respect on his name. His name's Harry Maguire. Recognise. Let's go to the midfield. Let's go to the midfield and the strike force as well. Let's just wrap it up, guys. What do you think, Mr. B? Midfield and strikers. Anyone stand out for you overall? What do you reckon?
Best midfielder's Mainu. I just think he can do no wrong at the moment. Bruno, I thought was very, very poor today. Garnacho was better than Rashford, but wasn't on a top level.
Yeah.
And Højlund, I'll give Højlund a 7. He's scoring again, and whether it's a goal and he does nothing else for the game, his job is to score goals. 5 in a row. Nobody since Rashford's done that, and I'm sure it wasn't random Rashford. So so yeah, I'm really, really happy. I want him to get 6. I want him to get 7. I want them to start talking about his goal streak in the Andy Cole levels, where it's 10 and 12. You know what I mean? Or he's hitting 10 goals in 15. He's on 10 goals for the season, 11 goals for the season. Beginning of it, what did we say? We'd be happy with 15. I'll be happy with 20. He's doing all right. He is doing all right. So long may his purple patch continue, man, and enjoy the goals you're scoring, because he took a lot of stick when he wasn't scoring, but then he wasn't being given the ball. Now all of a sudden he's been given the ball as the penny finally dropped in the rest of the team. Maybe he was a bag of shit in training. Maybe he was missing everything and they just thought they couldn't trust him. But I think he's earning the respect of his teammates now.
Good stuff. Half time, midfield, forward line. Let's wrap it up.
Midfield dreadful in the first half. I'd give them all 4. I thought that Kobe was the best midfielder. He did a outside of the foot pass that I've always said. Do you remember that one? I've always said that is a top player who does that pass. Brilliant. I thought Kobe was really good. I thought that Bruno was all right. He was particularly good in covering players, especially Delo. I thought Casemiro was really poor today with his positioning and stuff. He did much better in the second half when he was deeper, but we can't build up with him. In terms of the forwards, I'll give Rasmus a 7. He didn't do much apart from the goal, but he stayed a bit central. Rashford wasn't very good. Garnacho isn't Garnacho. He has real problems when he's 1v1 with a player at the moment. Like we've seen it all the way back from Trent Alexander-Arnold not cutting across. Today he was through on goal and he just ran into Matty Cash, but he kept going, so I give him a 6. And then I will give Anana a 10 because he's funny. And I give McTominay a 7. But yeah, man of match, Maguire.
Thank you so much. Guys, thank you again. You must be all excited. It's good to go to bed feeling chuffed that something's on. We've got something to play for. After a terrible start to the season, things are looking up for us. And we just got to keep going, as the guy said on the panel, game by game, and try to sort of close that gap. And we made a big step towards that today by 10 points off the team above us, which is Villa. So well done, Man United. Well done, Ten Hag. Well done, Mr. B, for a wonderful watch along. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Is that right?
I hope so.
Are you doing a thingy?
An eye test?
Yeah, an eye test tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do an eye test tomorrow.
Okay, there you go, guys. DK, did you hear that? Where's DK? We're doing an eye test. Make sure you tune in. Mr. B, overtime today. You're getting double bubble. Bath time. We will see you tomorrow for the eye test. Everyone in the comments, keep skinning teeth. We're back. We're climbing for that top 4. And Man United Agenda will be back and covering every single game, every day of the week at 9 p.m. We are doing the business right now. So come on, guys. Get behind the team. Get behind Man United Agenda. Press the like button. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.